This video will contain spoilers. I am very sorry for making the fucking stupid decision of, one, waiting until I beat all the Humongous games before making this video, which means many, many things have been watched since then, and I just haven't reviewed them until now because of it. And then two, I beat Freddi Fish 4, and instead of going on the Freddi Fish 5, which put in the last one, because not all of them are on PlayStation, and I don't think they're gonna do the rest. But instead of immediately going on the Freddi Fish 5, I was like, oh, I really want to play Power Wash Simulator. I'm gonna go beat that, because I didn't the first time I played it. But I'm back on the Freddi Fish 5 now. I've only just started it, but I'm gonna make this video now, and then pause, play Freddi Fish 5, and then come back. So, by Periscope, for mixed ratings, so watch on Disney Plus. Kelsey Grammer, Lauren Hawley, Rob Schneider, William H. Macy, Patton Oswalt, me and Ben Mam were planning on watching Spy Hard, the Leslie Nielsen film, but then I saw this and they suggested, and I was like, what is this? I never heard of it, and I looked at the description. I thought, okay, this could be like Hot Shots, but at sea. So we watched it, and it did have some quite funny moments. Robert Schneider was great in it, but it was very lacking. I've seen this so long ago that that's all I can really say. Just go with it. Mixed ratings. I watched it on Netflix. Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston, Nicole Kidman, Kristen Gluck. Keegan-Michael Key. This is great. I don't get the hate for the Adam Sandler films. Yeah, they are kind of similar, but they're similar in the way that John Wick and Taken are similar, In my opinion, they're different enough to be considered their own separate things, and you shouldn't really say, oh, this thing's bad because it's like this. Like, the thing that you're saying that makes them the same, it's not really specific enough to say that they're all the same. Like, this was great. I think Don't Mess with the Zohan is better. This might be my second favourite Adam Sandler one. Or, my third. Once again, seen it so long ago, can't really think of anything to say. But then number 2 was That's My Boy. Yeah. Mixed ratings, watch it on Netflix. Adam Sandler, Andy Samberg, Susan Sarandon, Will Forte, Ilo Ventimiglia, Vanilla Ice, James Caan. Yeah, this was great. I kind of expected Andy Samberg to be, Andy Samberg, but surprisingly he wasn't. Sort of let Adam Sandler take control, which, I don't hate Andy Samberg, but it's just, I can't think of him without thinking Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I don't like that show at all. But yeah, they were both really good in this, but I find it weird that Adam Sandler decided to do an accent. The accent was good, it was quite funny, but it's just, it wasn't really necessary. Especially since his son normally doesn't really talk in that sort of, I think it's a Boston accent, I'm not American, I'm not sure. Didn't see this one, as long ago as the first two, but Still was a while back, so not much to say. Salems Lot 2024 mixed for universally negative ratings. Max original, but they played it in cinema, which is where I've seen it. Derek Mears. And when this, like, I wasn't expecting to watch this. What happened was that I'm recording this on Thursday. On Tuesday, Ginger had phoned me, and sorry, it wasn't Tuesday. It was yesterday. He phoned me and he said, do you want to see Terrifier today? And also, I've got a couple like early birthday presents for you. And I said, yeah, okay. But then he checked the times. I was like, actually, I can't do that. What about tomorrow? And I'll just come round to your house now and deliver the presents. And then I messaged him today, saying he's still on for Terrifier. And he said, no, let's do Salem's Lot instead. So I wasn't expecting to watch this. The film started at 4. He texted me at 10 to 2, I think. So, wasn't expecting to watch it. I knew of Salem's Lot, but I haven't read a single Stephen King book, and I haven't seen any of the previous adaptations of this, but he said that he knows nothing about it, he has no idea what to expect, and I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's got like a 5.4 rating on IMDb. Out of 5? Out of 10. Alright, yeah, because it's 5.4. But I watched it and I thought, this is brilliant. The sets were great, the costumes and the hair and all that. I mean, obviously I wasn't around in the 70s, but it does make me think 70s, all the things that were in it. So they done that quite well. And the cinematography was very, very good. Like, there was a scene where the vampire's like assistant or whatever kidnaps that first boy, and you have like the sun setting and they're walking in the forest, and it's all shadows, but it's not like dark. You can tell what's happening, just you can't really see it, but you can see the shadows, and it was very good. I know this is probably came from the book, so I shouldn't be praising the film for this, but the bit where they go to the drive-in theater and they use the cars as coffins, and then also with the projector screen like blocking the sun, and they're able to come out before the sun's fully set, and then the kid driving into the post that's holding it up, and it collapses and all that. I thought that was fucking genius. It's just the only problem is, how does a kid know how to drive? He's like 9. There was a problem I had with that scene, but I can't remember what it was. There are other problems that I can't remember, like, the main character is a bit of a simp. Like, he knew, what's her name? Susan? Yeah. Knew Susan for like a week. And he acts the entire film like he's in love with her. But he hasn't known her long enough to really know that for sure. That was a problem I had with the film. Another problem is the doctor character, Cody. She seemed a bit stereotypical at times. Like, the scene where the mum rises and, like, fully turns into a vampire. I swear she went, like, oh, hell nah. Or something like that. And it's just like, what the fuck? I think that's it for now. Oh, Ben's character. He reminds me of Sam Winchester in the hair and the costuming, and I'm assuming that that's based on the book, and that I guess they got Sam's design from the book. It's just something that I find interesting because I love Supernatural. Joker Filet Ado. Assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly. Universally negative ratings. I seen it in cinema directed by Todd Phillips, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Lady Gaga, Sassy Beats, Brendan Gleeson, Steve Coogan. We've known for a couple of years now, I think, like for years, that it was going to be a musical. And no one really said anything about the fact that it was going to be a musical. No one complained until the film came out. And all of a sudden everyone was like, oh, it's a musical, why? We get to do this! Todd Phillips thinks he's better than he is. I seen one meme where it was like the Virgin artsy film versus the Chad brain rot film, and it's like Joker is the Virgin and Deadpool is the Chad. And don't get me wrong, Deadpool and Wolverine was great, but to say that, I mean, I do get it. Artsy films are. Sorry about that. So, no one had a problem right up until the film came out, and then everyone was like, oh, it's a musical, blah, blah, blah. But I don't like musicals. I think that they're just unnecessary, for the most part. But with this, like, the musical shit was unnecessary. The way I thought it was going to work was that, you know, he meets Lee, she's called Lee. Harley Quinn is called Lee in this, which, since Harley without the har, that's fine. It's not like they've completely changed their entire name or anything like that. But the way I thought it was going to be was that they meet and they sort of bond, and they have this shared delusion of, like, basically being the happiest couple in the world, and that's where the music comes from the delusion. So I went into thinking this makes sense, and even though I don't like musicals, it could be done well, and I gotta say, it was done well. The musical scenes were amazing, but yes, they were unnecessary. The film could have been done without them, but I wouldn't say that they brought the film down, because the songs were actually quite good. Well, apart from one of them. I can't tell you, like, I don't know the names of the songs, I don't know. All I can really say is it's the one that plays when they get married. It's a delusion thing, they don't actually get married, but that's the only thing I remember from, like, what you actually see. Anyway. Other things that I expected to come from this was that it would be the sort of death of Arthur Fleck, so that only the Joker remains. And I don't mean that as in a split personality, because that is something that they did sort of tinker with at the start of the film. Which, if they went down that route, of, like, it turns out the Joker was actually a split personality from Arthur, I'd have no problem with that. Because you don't actually see it in the first film, because split personalities are not visible. So, I would have been fine. The trial, I mean, I love court shit, so obviously I'm going to eat that right the fuck up. Lady Gaga's performance, I've only ever seen her in American Horror Story before, which I can't really remember anything from her character, or even that season, really. So I don't remember how good she is as an actor, but in this, gotta say, she was quite good. I mean, it's an alternate version of the character. It's not really. It's a unique take, but she's really the second person to play Harley Quinn in live action. I get that there were other people like Mia Sara in the Birds of Prey show and also Gotham, but they weren't like major adaptations. So I would say that, the only major Harley Quinns are Margot Robbie and Lady Gaga, and Lady Gaga killed it. Like, she did a good job as her version of the character. Same way Margot Robbie does a good job as her version of the character. Like, both completely different versions, played by completely different people, in really good ways. The scene with the bomb. I didn't know that he, at that point, obviously he's going to be found guilty, which the dude say that he's found guilty and, like, free of the murders. And then the bomb goes off. I didn't expect it to be a bomb. I didn't know how they would have got him out, but I didn't expect it to be that way. I knew that it would have happened because I had seen footage from the scene where he runs in the middle of the street. I seen it like 3 years ago, I think, on Twitter, and I thought, oh, this is going to be fucking amazing. There's like these Joker imposters, and I do get, in the first film you did have the sort of Joker movement, for lack of a better word, but I've had a feeling it was going to be like Joker imposters, but no, it wasn't that. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because my opinion on the bomb scene is mixed. I like it and I don't like it, and I can't really elaborate on that, even if I was recording this a day that I seen it. And just want to mention, I seen it on Sunday. I said this Thursday in Salems lot. I had this like just home from seeing it. Everything else I've done was a while back. And then I had really no problem up until the last scene of him getting stabbed in prison. And before I give my opinion on that, I do want to say that I did get kind of spoiled that someone had said that Arthur isn't like Batman's Joker, if you know what I mean. Like, Bruce Wayne doesn't become Batman and start fighting Arthur. He starts fighting someone else going by the name Joker. Possibly the guy that stabs Arthur. But I think Todd did actually say that in an interview that guy that stabs Arthur is the real Joker. Because they never actually outright say anything like that or show anything like that in the film, then I have, like, the way I see it is that man is not the Joker. I do think it is a bit shit that they killed him off like that, but at the same time, it all sort of makes sense. This film is very, very, very underrated. Don't get me wrong, it's nowhere near as good as the first one. The first one's a damn near masterpiece, but most of the hate comes from the fact that it's a musical. Like, there's more people hating on that than there is hating on the ending. And the ending is the only real problem with it. Right, this one I already made, but due to things that I won't get into, it's not from personal or anything like that, I just can't be bothered. And I had to stop and the video deleted itself. Sign of Hope, the story of Possum Trot. Universally positive ratings. I've seen it in cinema. I do not recognize anyone in the cast. I'd heard about this, I believe, because, you know, it's an Angel Studios film, and they made it Sound of Freedom, which obviously they had that massive backlash, and I'd also heard about the shift, because according to an Instagram account that I follow, there was a massive backlash. There was no fucking backlash. And I think it's saying that Instagram account else said about this, that there was a massive backlash, there was no backlash. I seen fuck all. The title makes it seem like it's connected in some way to Sound of Freedom, but it isn't. It's similar themes because this is an Angel Studios film, and they all do have similar themes, but overall they are completely different stories. I actually don't know what to say about this. I can't remember what I said about. In fact, I think in my initial take, I sort of gave up. I was like, yeah, I can't really think of anything to say because of what the film is. It's hard to say anything other than it was good. So I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm just gonna move on because even if I do pause the video and think about it, I'm not gonna think of anything. I'm just gonna go through these now. So I played Spy Fox and Dry Cereal, which that was quite a good game. I'm glad that I played it after having seen James Bond, so I get quite a lot of the references and just subtle shit that is a throwback to it. I'd only ever seen Skyfall when I was watching people play or people review Spy Fox, as mentioned about Pajama Sam in the last video. Humongous game, and also played it a while ago, so not much to say. It was good. Then I had to watch the first two Pop Pog games on YouTube because they have 3 and 4 in the cloud. 3 and 4 are the only ones on PlayStation. So I watched 1 and 2, and then I played 3 and 4. They were great. I love 3 especially. Although I feel like Pop Pot is the most stale of the Humongous games. I feel like he has the least personality. And then Freddi Fish 2, I can't actually remember which one that is. Let me just look it up. Guess of the Honda. Ah, yes. I did struggle that one a bit. I think it was the same as Jam Sam 1, where there was like some sort of hidden location that like you can't tell at all that you can go there. Oh, what it was when you exit the school, you have 2 places you can go to the left and 2 places you can go to the right. And, you know, I went sort of bottom left. There was some stuff there that I could do. Then top left, and then I swear I went bottom right, but apparently I didn't go bottom right. I just sort of fucked about, and then I was like, oh yeah, I didn't do the top right. And then I did all the stuff I could do in the top right, and I was like, I'm still missing shit. Maybe I should go to the bottom right again. And then I went there, and I was like, what? Where the fuck am I? This wasn't here this wasn't here when I was here. And then I realized that I didn't actually go bottom right. I don't know what I did. But yeah, it was quite good. And then Freddi Fish 3, which that's the one about the right. That was quite good as well. I feel like I was the smartest with that one. I can't actually think of anything. Oh, I had a feeling that since the bad guys in the first two games were the same people, it was those two sharks, I thought they were going to be the entire franchise, but no. They weren't in 3, they weren't in 4. So I found that a bit weird. Speaking of 4, it's the last one I can do for now. It's... I feel like the game kind of played it... Or not. Let me rephrase that. I feel like I wasn't the one making the progress. Progress just sort of made itself. Like, I would do something, and then something would change elsewhere, but it doesn't make sense for it to have changed, especially with there was one location where it's like, oh, construction in progress, come again later, and then I do something that is fuck all relevant to it, and then all of a sudden it's like they remove the barrier, you can go on in. Still did quite enjoy it though, but I think it was another thing where, oh no, it was the mines. The mines is what got me, because I thought I don't have what I need to get into the mines to get past that blowfish. I thought, okay, I'll come back later when I got the thing that I need, and I kept on looking around and I just couldn't find it. But turns out I did have it the entire time. Anyway. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Mixed ratings. I watched on Prime, directed by Michael Bay, starring Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, John Turturro, Ramon Rodriguez, Tom Kenny, Kevin Michael Richardson, Tony Todd, Peter Cullen, Frank Welker, Josh Duhamel, Rainn Wilson, Hugo Weaving, Glenn Morris Hart, John Voight, I don't think is in it, I'm not sure, I can't remember, it's been a while. Tyrese Gibson, Greg Griffin, Peter Jacobson, Robin Atkins, and Marina Lasco, or Kevin Jackson. Maybe it's because my standards were lowered, but I actually quite enjoyed this one a lot more than I did the first one. Although my standards weren't ever really that high, because, you know, I mean, my standards in general are very, very low. That's why I like a lot of the films that I watch, but then they were even lower because I wasn't interested in Transformers when I seen the first one. And then, you know, I guess they would have been even lower for this. Don't get me wrong, I still not a big fan. I feel like the fights, they would be, they are really cool, but it's just, I'm not feeling it, probably because it's not, I don't want to say it's not human, because, you know, I'll watch like an animated fight scene, I'll watch non-humans fight non-humans, it's just, I don't know, despite how cool the fights were, it just, the fact that it's cars, or not the fact that it's cars, but it's just, there is something about it, it's just, it put me off. As for the human shit, Sam was actually very, very interesting because of the thing that happens to him. Although Michaela is a bit of a fucking cunt in this, because, you know, you had that Transformer that tried to seduce Sam, and obviously she walks in at the wrong time, and I mean, it's not as bad as other female characters that do similar things, like MJ in the Remy trilogy, but, you know, for a while she was kind of like, oh, you made out of a Transformer, you're cheating on me, even though he didn't consent. That's all I really have to say about it. I'm actually not gonna do the Freddi Fish 5 review in this, I'll do it in another video.